So my thing is this here is what I honestly feel like is going to happen is a lot of players who were once maxed out, who were once great accounts. I think what we're going to see is a lot of accounts being further sold, and a lot of players are going to step away from this game, and that's what's going to happen because once you thought you dug deep enough in your pockets, once you thought that you have attained and you know created a level of height in this game, and then IGG comes back around and lets you know that this game it has no limits, no boundaries, and the players that have spent say 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, 200,000, 400,000, 500,000. The players that have spent that amount of money and still spending, IGG has to let those players know we can produce so many types of expeditions and castle skins and updates that can reach into multi-millions of dollars for the investor to have to spend. So IGG has let people know this game is not about if you spent 100,000, because if you spent 100 in the next 2 years, you have to spend that same 100 again, or in the next 3 years, you have to spend it. You have to reinvest the same amount again, just to get the same outcomes as you would have when you started your initial investing. And that makes no sense, guys. That makes no sense. There's no logic in that. You mean to tell me if I spend 100,000 on this game, the only thing I can look forward to is the same results that I have gotten when I had only spent 10,000 in this game? I'm still going to face the same competitors, the same competitions, the same wonders, the same rallies. I'm going to get the same results. It's not going to be anything different. So the love of the game will completely dissolve. I mean, it will completely grow cold. It will completely dissolve. It will go away. People are not going to be running to play this game as they would have. Other players will come in, yes, but when other players come in, with the game having so many updates, it will make players will easily see it will make maxing out an account not even a desire. It's just like me right now. I have no desire. I don't have the funds. Even if I did have the funds, guys, I could think of far more better things to spend $200,000 on. I mean, honestly. And IGG doesn't help when what do I got going to get out of here? Collect. IGG doesn't help when they don't help at all when they just keep players having to reinvest like that. I don't know what to say, guys. It's like, what did we think? That the game would reach a level where there would be no updates, or maybe IGG would introduce something into the game that has to do more on the level of skills rather than finances. I mean, like IGG could come up with a troop that is a mystery troop type, where it's a random troop type. Like IGG could come up with a troop that craft or you train, that those troops go into battle and just randomly attack other troops of the enemy. They don't specialize in range or counter range and cavalry. They just go attack any groups of troops, whether they're the largest or the smallest, or whether they're infantry or range or cavalry. They are random type. They could attack siege. That could be something where deploying them could be very interesting, and it could be risky. But the point I'm making is that the updates IGG is doing only means more dollars to be spent by players, and players aren't running to spend their hard-earned money just for these updates for astrolites. So, how many we got here? We got 300 of these. 18, 3, and that's it, right? Let's go ahead and drop these guys. I don't like to spend my astrolites in a way where, like, you know, because they don't come that quick. I don't want to spend 100 at a time on those because they just snipe hunting monsters. That guy there, he hunts only monsters. But hopefully he's getting some gaming skills. Okay, it doesn't like my 11. I'm gonna do one more though. See if I can get something out of that. Okay, I've got no astrolites out of that, so let's boost it up, guys, to 23. Still none. I am supposed to get astrolites out there, right? Yeah, I am. So let's make it a 41. That's one. Let's turn her down a notch. I mean, yeah, the game is on the verge. I don't know anything that will be able to resuscitate and revive this blood-sucking, money-hungry, greedy Lord to Mobile. IGG has 20 of them. I don't know anything that's going to revive this game, guys. I am on my I'm reaching my finale of investing in this game, and it's like, even as far as I have come in a year of investing, as you guys have been on this journey with me and learning, it's like once it's discouraging, because it's like, a player, you mean to tell me a player can reach where he has sapience, he has all his gear to mythic, or all his gear, including champ, he has a mythic, he has some 9 astrolites, 11 astrolites, 10 astrolites here, and 8 and 7s and 9s. And then IGG turns around and boosts it up to 15. And you're like, as the player, you're like, damn, I was getting close before I even got a chance to get maxed out or close to it. IGG raised the bar. They stretched the distance on me. You know, they made the track much longer to run than it was. So let's make sure that is astrolites there. So I'm gonna hit it with 55s, guys. I'm gonna change it. That didn't work out so good. Let's try 47. So that's another thing I kept hot because I think that on forever. So thanks, guys, for tuning in and listening. You can let me know your thoughts on what you think about these costly updates of IGG. This is my last piece that I'm going to be updating, guys, and upgrading. I'm not going to update anything else, guys. I'm not going to update anything else because it's like, doesn't even make sense. I mean, honestly, what sense does it make getting all champion gear, and then IGG comes out with a gear, a whole set of gears that's much more significant and much more greater than champion gear? So it's like, okay, now it's like right back to the beginning where a player like Ren Chong in the beginning, back in the days, had all gold champion. But that is insignificant now. You can have all gold champ gear, and today, and your account looks like lame. Literally. 4 years ago, 5 years ago, an all champion, or 6 years ago, all champion gold account was beautiful. Now that's frowned upon. If you got an all gold champion account, people look at that account and they're like, oh, it's undeveloped, it don't hit hard. So that's what I'm saying. That's the same thing I'm saying that's happening today. A player like myself can have multiple mythic champion gears pieces, and it don't mean anything. It's still very far behind of of other players, and it has such a long way to go to really be competitive. So it's like it's nothing, guys. So we're almost reaching that point, guys, where we have opened up 1,000 of them. And so far we got one gold. The thing about it is you do want one gold per 1,000, or 1.5 if you can get away with it. That would be great. At the end of the day, it does balance out, guys. I mean, the hope is that it doesn't, and that somehow you end up with those 2 extra or 3 or 4 extra crimson mains when it's all opened up. That makes it all much more worth it. But this game is based off, this gambling thing. So I'm gonna update one more piece, guys, and my account is gonna be what it is. I am not going to let IGG make a mock of me, as they already have, as you guys already know. But they are just really, we get nothing back, guys. We get nothing back. We absolutely get nothing back. They just get more money. I know these guys, IGG, the developing team work hard to provide us a great gaming experience and things like that. But it really is not a great gaming experience, guys. It's really not. I mean, people are just not. They're gonna keep doing it. They haven't been doing it in the past. People, when IGG came out with Mythic, some people fled the game. So I think what I'll do is, you really can't do anything. That's the truth. You can do like Bren Chong did when he quit the game. Some of you don't know who that is. But when he quit the game, he had over 300 million T4s, because they didn't have T5s then. But he had such a hefty number. He could that account could sit isolated, unlogged in, unshielded for years. And then IGG came up with all these other little updates that this fully champed account with several hundred millions of troops couldn't even sit there all day like that because other players were hitting much harder than that now with their mythic stuff on. So even a player like me, if I were to, boost more troops and just go offline indefinitely in my war gear and in a range wedge or whatever, even with, say, if I had 300 million troops in war gear, it still would be a couple of years before they zero. I mean, and I'm not saying that they can't zero me, but what I'm saying is in war gear, most castles, most players, most guilds are not going to try to zero a castle with that many troops in war gear. I mean, they're hesitant today to even attack me. And so I can even imagine the castles that are 5 billion might or that are 6 billion might, castles that are 10 billion, 12 billion. These guys